It's a dark and stormy night in Island Dreamer Stadium, but it has done nothing to dampen the spirits of the Mystics faithful. The first overseas game in Vtuber Football League history, and we are here tonight with the Arecibo Mystics and the Eridani Octave in a new breed showdown. Mitch Webster, one of the secret weapons that Tonic was talking about in the pregame. We'll see if he becomes a factor in this Octave offense. And on defense, the dark horse, Yanis Vergara, the man from Cuba, looking to put his name on the board. And I don't think you could pick a more hostile environment to come into as a team than you could with the Eridani Octave right now. This is enemy territory by textbook definition. As the Arecibo Mystics get ready to take the field, you might want to cover your ears for this one because football is in Arecibo!
Oh, the energy in here is crazy.
It's absolutely through the stratosphere. The opening coin toss. The Octave will win the toss. They will receive the first half kickoff. Fritz on the kick. McLean on the return. It's main event time in week one. We are underway. Roger McLean starts a return from inside his own 10, tries to spin out of a tackle. Joseph Medina is going to stop him at the 25, and we'll see how Dashnall responds under this kind of pressure, starting from his own 25-yard line. He'll start out of the shotgun. He will play action to Bajorquez, gets a quick check down throw to Rondel Anschutz just across the 30, and the first catch of the history of the Octave goes to part of that German trio, Rondel Anschutz. Octave empty the backfield. Dashnall alone out of the shotgun. Steps up in the pocket, is ripped down by Wayne Filippi. No, that's Jeffrey Salcido, my mistake. It's a sack for the Mystics regardless.
Yeah, you can see the power of Salcedo just forcing the left tackle back in position where he can bring Dashnall to the gridiron.
Dashnall will go out of the split back formation on 3rd and 7, 3 wide receivers. He will hand off to Cristiano Bajorquez for the first time, and Bajorquez meets a couple of wrong color jerseys. He'll be stopped short of the line, and it will be the punt unit coming out for the Octave early in this one.
The spread offense there didn't get much of the reaction maybe I think they were hoping by coming out with those 4 or 5 wide sets. I'm curious that the man defense didn't let up there, so I'm curious to see how that plays out over this one.
Robert Hartman gets the return to the Mystics 42-yard line, and we will see the Mystics offense for the first time. 4 wide receiver set. Sales under center, Dunn the lone back. Dropping back is Sales. Shifting in the pocket, looking for options, throwing across his body to Anthony Syvertson across the 45. And listen to this place erupt.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely going crazy out there. The rain has not hampered spirits at all.
Not a bit. 4-yard pickup for Anthony Syvertson. Sales will drop back, dial up deep. Dominic Reyes is out the door and to the house. Touchdown, Mystics.
Sometimes it's as simple as winning your first step. And Dominic Reyes steps to the outside here, makes a quick move in, and breaks out. And there was no hesitation for Marcus Sales there to send that one down the field. Wide open, beautiful play for a nice score.
Outstanding bit of work from Dominic Reyes. Extra point attempt coming up here from Chris Fritz. Kick is up on the way, and it's wide to the left. No good. Mystics still hold a 6-0 lead. 9 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in the first quarter on a 54-yard touchdown pass to Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, that's an element of this game that is absolutely going to be affected. Special teams and kicking units are absolutely have their work cut out for them.
Roger McLean putting a bit of the good shoulder forward. The Octave will start this drive on their own 35-yard line. Watch this matchup at the bottom of the screen. Alfred Samuel lined up with Melvin Cruz. Dashnall dials up over the top, finds Mitch Webster. There he is, right on cue.
Yeah, Cruz, the decoy here, pulls the one-on-one coverage at the bottom, and it opens up over the middle of the field because you have some of that safety help creeping over the top, waiting for Cruz to kind of break a long one. That's exactly the sort of spot Mitchell Webster wants to be.
Octave now 6 yards into Mystic territory. Dashnall will play action to Bajorquez. He'll dial up for Cruz, and he's picked off. Dan Svensson with the interception.
Wow. And just like that, the momentum of that first big play swept away.
Daniel Svensson, the man from hell, Norway, comes up with a huge pick, and the Mystics are right back on offense. 4 wide receivers set, bunch right. Sales under center, will pitch out to Todd Dunn. He'll get his first touch, and he is thrown unceremoniously to the turf by William Thorson.
Yeah, Todd Dunn is the most sort of underwhelming portion of this offense as far as I can tell from what I've seen in preseason. I'd like to see him develop a bit more as the early part.
Sales dials up, and the first catch for Braulio Ramos, and here you can hear the place explode.
Oh, yeah. You love to see the hometown guy getting love in his hometown.
No gain, no care. The Mystics fans are all in on this. They'll empty the backfield now. Sales out of the shotgun. Time to throw for sideline. Hits Scotty Marshall for the first.
Scotty Marshall showing the great footwork there, bringing in the ball right along the sideline, keeping the feet down inbounds. Nice play.
And they'll keep the empty backfield here. Mystics starting to push this speed tempo. We know them for. Dagger straight up the middle. And a great catch and a first down. Scotty Marshall again.
Yeah, Sales putting that one on a rope, sending that right up the middle with some.
Absolutely solid work coming out of this receiving core, and Marcus Sales so far. 1st and 10, the ball moved up to the Octave 31, and again, empty backfield here. 5 wide receivers for Sales, alone out of the shotgun. All kinds of time to throw. Scotty Marshall off the hands, incomplete.
Yeah, you're going to see a few of those today where it hits their moisture just a bit too much for them to hang on.
They'll bring Todd Dunn into the backfield again. It'll be a pitch outward for Dunn. Dunn trying to look for some room, gets the cut inside at the 30, wrestled down by Richard Gibbons at the 29.
Nice open field tackling there from Gibbons.
3rd down and 8 for the Mystics on the Octave 29-yard line. Sales drops back from center, looks for options, dials up, a little off target. Dunn, the intended receiver, and incomplete.
Yeah, just got a little bit out in front of Dunn on that one.
And now this will be a 45-yard field goal try for Christopher Fritz off the left hash mark. Kick is up and on the way, and he sinks it through pretty as you please. Mystics go up 9-0.
Yeah, it's a strong start for this Mystics offense. Able to get down the field and into scoring position twice within the first handful of minutes in this game is a really good sign offensively that you're already starting to impose your will a bit on this defensive Octave team.
And I'm going to tell you, if the Mystics aren't imposing their will, the crowd is imposing the will for them. It has been absolutely raucous all the way through so far. Roger McLean now on the return again for the Octave. Gets across the 30, down at probably the 33-yard line. 3 wide receivers set for the Octave. Dashnaw out of the shotgun. He's got Bajorquez in his left pocket, and he will hand off for Bajorquez. Cristiano Bajorquez gets out to the 35-yard line. A small pickup for the Spanish rugby lifer. 3 wide receivers. They've got a man on the wing. Dashnaw out of the shotgun. Looks for options. Dials up middle of the field. Great deflection from Yoenis Vergara.
Yeah, Vergara jumps up to get this one, sees the check down happening in process, and while he underplays it a little bit in his feet, he makes up for that with his athleticism.
And now the Octave will empty the backfield. Dashnaw dials up, hits Cruz over the middle. Having absolutely none of it is Manuel Merritt.
Yeah, Merritt making a nice wrap-up tackle on Cruz, who works with a lot of speed across the middle. That's exactly the sort of route that he's most dangerous on.
And how much do you think the rain, like with football in general, how much is the rain going to affect that tackling ability for these different guys?
Significantly so. I mean, you can't go up and make a weak arm tackle on somebody's shoulders and expect to be down, especially if they're moving with any sort of pace. Tackles from the waist, tackles at the knees are going to be your surest bet in weather like this.
Stepping up in the pocket is Sales, and Sales is going to be sacked. Daniel McKeever catches him on the step up.
Yeah, tried to find the space in the pocket, maybe felt that pressure coming off of, and there was nowhere for him to go.
4 wide again. Trips right of the formation. Sales under center. He'll have a drop back. Look at the throw to the outside. He'll get to Dunn at the 34. And he'll make up a little bit of that yardage. 3rd down and long regardless. Empty backfield again for the Mystics. Sales, a short drop back. Dials up far sideline for Scotty Marshall. Won't be able to turn it upfield. And the Mystics punt unit coming out here.
It just overthrows him a touch to the outside there. Is unable to reel it in and to make some yards after that catch.
The boot away from Michael Gropp, the punter. It's going to take a solid bounce inside the 20, and Roger McLean is just going to dive on it at the 16.
Yeah, smart man. Trying to pick up a ball that's rolling like that in this weather is not a good decision.
Not at all. Split gun formation for the Octave from their own 17-yard line. A short drop back for Dashnaw. Unloads one, and he's going to hit Frank Silsby, the fullback, getting across the 35 down to the 36.
You know, Frank Silsby is one of those fullbacks in the VTFL that I really like. I think he's got a lot of potential, especially if they're running out of this two-back set. He provides some of the size that Bojorquez doesn't provide, and is a solid blocker as well.
3 wide receivers now in the formation. 2 right, 2 left, 1 right. Dashnaw out of the shotgun will hand off to Bojorquez, and Giannis Vergara says, no.
Yeah, a missed assignment here allows Vergara into the back. He can punish as soon as the handoff is.
Split back formation now on 2nd and 14. This will be a handoff to Frank Silsby, and Silsby putting a little bit of the muscle to it. He'll pick up about 3.
Yeah, I like to think of this backfield as Bojorquez is a bit more of the finesse and speed guy, where he is a bit more power and size guy.
And
I think it really makes
for the shotgun on the split gun formation. Rondo on shorts, keeping the legs churning for the first down. Great effort play.
Yeah, Onschutz and setting up in this split back formation is a really, really smart. Working the outside while bringing all the defenders.
Yeah, and to bring up your point earlier, a little bit of a difference. Frank Silsby being the power option of these two, and Preciado Bojorquez bringing that rugby experience as an inside center, having that speed and finesse, but he's not going to have the chance to get up to speed this time.
Yeah, another blown coverage there from the O-line. They've got to stop the ball a little bit better.
Split back again, 2nd down and 12, 2-yard loss on the previous play. Dashnaw dials up middle of the field. He'll go to Bojorquez. And Bojorquez is down right on that Mystics emblem, about 2 yards across midfield. First quarter comes to a close. 3rd and 5. Mystics lead 9-0. Play action from Dashnaw, going deep for Melvin. No, it's not. Yep, it's Melvin Cruz, all right. And Cruz has got the touchdown.
Yeah, that's exactly the sort of play they're waiting to make on play action, right? Fakes to the inside, brings the linebacker, sees the pressure, and he's got a guy with a lot of speed on the outside in Melvin Cruz, and delivers a really well-thrown ball to make sure he's plenty out in front. No doubt about that one. Touchdown, Melvin.
A first career touchdown for the short king, Melvin Cruz, at 5'5", puts up 6. Make it 7 with the extra point after from Chris Alvarado. 9-7 Mystics, your score on the 48-yard touchdown to Melvin Cruz.
And man, Dashnaw has such great touch on those plays.
It was beautifully put directly over the top of Jordan Butler, right in the place where only Melvin Cruz could get to it. Mystics line up 4 wide receivers, trips right in the formation. Todd Dunn, the lone back. A short drop back from Sales, shifts in the pocket, tries to check down, gets the throw to Scotty Marshall. William Thorson going to run him down.
Scotty Marshall been very involved in the early portion of this game, a regular target.
Absolutely has. He's got another 7-yard pickup to his name. It's a handoff now for Todd Dunn with a blast up the middle, down at the 43, but it's enough for an Arecibo first down.
Yeah, that's the sort of running you need to see, for sure.
Absolutely, and here's an MVP in its own right, Green. Thank you for the 19 months of resub, you beautiful, beautiful man. 1st and 10 now for the Mystics on their own 44-yard line. Tight formation, 4 wide receivers, a deep drop back for Sales. Shifts in the pocket under pressure, and he's going to smartly throw this one away.
Yeah, it's good decision-making. He saw the offensive line collapsing, more jerseys of Octave players than Mystics, and dumps it off out of bounds.
They'll go under center here. Again, 4 wide receivers. They'll go to Todd Dunn again. Todd with a burst of speed, and he'll get another 11 yards out of this one and another first down.
Yeah, that offensive line creating a nice hole there right up the middle for Todd Dunn to exploit defense.
Solid bit of work from a team that is pretty much universally undersized, but the Mystics are doing work here. 1st and 10 now from the 45 of the Octave. Sales, flush from the pocket, goes across his body. What a throw to Anthony Syvertson!
I love that stuff. That athleticism where you can change direction with your body and launch the ball across with force. This isn't a lob pass. This is a dart. He sticks right over the middle.
Hits the pass on the 360 spin. What a play out of Marcus Sales. Now on the Octave 35-yard line. Sales drops back from center again. Shifts in the pocket. Lines up one for Dunn. And Dunn will get about 3.
Those rhythm throws are really important for quarterbacks like Sales.
Absolutely. He'll go under center again for wide receiver set. Dunn the lone back. They'll hand off for Dunn again. And this time the Mystics defense closes the door. Thorson on the tackle. The offense will spread out here. Sales out of the shotgun. Going to Dunn again. And Dunn gets blown up in the backfield. I think that might have been Richard Marby that blew him up.
Interesting call on the draw play there on 3rd and 7. I sort of anticipated them to look to the outside hashes on that.
Field goal attempt here for Chris Fritz. Kick is up on the way, and beautiful.
Yeah, right on the money. Not easy to do in any weather this way.
Not easy to do in any weather, let alone in this downpour, but Chris Fritz appeals up to the task. 12-7 Mystics is your current score.
Yeah, this weather can bring out sort of this gritty performance is required from both of these teams, where you've just got to kind of push past the obstacles that are in front of you and take what you can get, not necessarily what you can.
Roger McLean spins out of a tackle, keeps pushing forward down to the 35, might be the 36. Solid return for Roger McLean. 1st and 10 now for the Octave. Split gun formation, 3 wideouts. A short drop back from Dashnaw. Shifts in the pocket. Going to check down to Bajorquez. Bajorquez keeps the legs a-churning.
Yeah, you can see almost the scrum develop around him. Line pushes for the rugby lifer. Gaining some hard yards in this one.
Definitely. If there's anybody who's going to do it, it's going to be Cristiano Bajorquez. Dashnaw dials up deep, and he's got Hugo Brugger.
Oh my God. The touch on that one into like triple coverage is just ridiculous. What a throw.
Better throw, great catch. Hugo Brugger, another one of those German triplets. Play action now for Dashnaw on 1st and 10. Lofts it. Oh, ooh, Vergara almost had that one.
Yeah, a couple Mystics had a chance at picking that ball off.
Split back formation again. Dashnaw out of the shotgun. 3 wideouts, 2 right, 1 left. A short drop back for Dashnaw. Hits over the middle. Completes it to Frank Silsby. Third down and 4. Octave empty the backfield. 5 wide receivers in the set. Short drop back for Dashnaw. Looks for options. Gets the smart check down for Melvin Cruz. Clever play calling there from Eridani.
Yeah, very clever. And I really like the way that they pick up this blitz coming off the left side here. You can see Frank Silsby, I think that is, picks that blitz up on the outside and allows Cruz to get across. Gives Dashnaw the time to make an accurate.
Yeah, 36 in the formal white, earning his paycheck there is Frank Silsby. Dashnaw will come out of the shotgun. He will hand off for Bajorquez. Bajorquez finds the block on the outside for Anschutz and gets it just inside the 10.
I love the size of Anschutz out there at the wide receiver position. Big, tall, imposing for smaller corners to try to cover. That's a snatch.
He is a big man at 6'4", 201 pounds, and Bajorquez losing a couple of yards there. We thought he had a lane. Dan Svensson ran him down. Third and 5 now on the Mystics 10-yard line. The line to gain is the 5. They will go to Bajorquez, and Bajorquez will go nowhere. Jonas Vergara again.
Yeah, Vergara filling all of the holes that this offensive trying to create on these nice delayed blitz calls. They're really, really clever.
It'll be a field goal attempt around 33 yards out for Chris Alvarado, and he will have it. The deficit shrunk to 2, 12-10 Arecibo here in the second quarter. – 3 minutes, 41 seconds to go in the first half. Mystics lead by 2. Kick is away. Robert Hartman starts his return. Blown up by Jermaine Brewer.
Yeah. Brewer gets there and just stands up straight and says, "You're not getting past me."
Octave, the Octave setting up here. First down and 10 for the Mystics. Sales shifts, throws under pressure. Oh, he almost had Ramos.
My goodness. Oh, my goodness. Ramos looking for the deep ball there. He's in a great position to pull it down and just can't quite grasp it.
And how about the alertness from the Octave safeties to double up on him as soon as that ball left Sales' hands?
Yeah, great collapse from the safety of the Octave.
Sales under pressure again. This time he'll go for the throw over the top of the head of Scotty Marshall. Incomplete.
That's a clever blitz package that the Octave just used there. Using some size on the inside to open up a lane on the outside.
Still pressuring on the line. Sales drops back from center, looks over the top. This time he'll connect for Dominic Reyes. And Reyes is across the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, the end zone touchdown on Arecibo.
Wow. Reyes, again, winning on this first step. Watch this move at the top of the screen. Breaks it into the outside, breaks it in, and then steps back outside and just by the corner. Almost the exact same route he ran to score the first touchdown of the game. And, man, what a massive play for the Mystics. Sales, again, looking really sharp.
Phenomenal work there out of Dominic Reyes. Got Jermaine Brewer to bite on the first cut, goes outside for the second one, and it's going to be another 7 points for the Mystics. 19-10 now your score.
Yeah, right before that drive started, I was going to say for the Octave, it's an important to sort of stifle some of that momentum that the Mystics are finding anytime that they get the ball. And, you know, it's going to come down to who can scrape through a stop in this offensive zone better at the end of the day.
Absolutely. It's going to be, this was a couple of high-flying offenses, but it's going to come down to the gritty stuff here in the pouring rain in Arecibo, Puerto Rico. Play action on first down for Terrence Dashnaw, and Wayne Filipiak runs him down.
Yeah, Dashnaw was looking deep again there on the play action. You see his eyes end up downfield. He sort of creeps forward into the pressure, maybe unaware of how close he's getting to him. His eyes set down the field.
2-yard loss for the Octave on their own 19, empty backfield. A drop back for Dashnaw, looks over the outside, and it's a big catch here that looks like it's Robert Ebach, and he's across the Mystics 40. It is Robert.
Wow. 4th string wide receiver, Robert Ebach, finds himself on the opposite side of this one, finds a nice flat route into the outside, and uses some of that speed to burn his way up past the midfield stripe.
And now we have officially called all 3 of the trio of wide receivers from Düren in Germany. Some of those international presences on this Octave roster. Dropping back out of the shotgun is Dashnaw. Quick screen pass to Rondel Anschutz. Anschutz with a spin and inside the 20.
The size and the agility from Anschutz there. Able to step forward, pick the ball up on the screen cleanly, work his way around the blocking effectively. That spin move, I mean, the window for that was so
weaving
tiny.
Through the blockers was outstanding. You talked about needing a secret weapon, a dark horse on this Eridani offense. It might be Rondel Anschutz. They'll line up with Silsby on the wing. Dashnaw out of the shotgun. He's going to go to Silsby, and Silsby has all day for the touchdown.
Yeah, nobody within 15 yards of Silsby there. One of these situations where this is a fullback in this league that they absolutely have to respect as a passing and running threat. He's not just out there to block, folks. He's out there to score.
And if you think he's just another blocking fullback, he is going to make you pay for it, just like he did there. Extra point on the way from Alvarado. It's off the post and no good. Octave bring the lead down to 4. Kick is out and away. Robert Hartman starts the return for the Mystics, and blown up again by Jermaine Brewer.
Brewer's finding his way down the field with some ease there. They're going to have to put a second body on it, stop him blowing up the return man.
Absolutely. The Mystics will set up shop on their own 31-yard line. A deep drop back for Sale. Steps up in the pocket, dials up deep, and he's got Dominic Reyes again. Reyes has triplets.
That is insane. And it looks like, Reyes is obviously making his way downfield with some speed. Is this one of the premier deep threat men in the entire VTFL? Because I'm starting to feel like he's beaten anybody.
I was going to say, have we been sleeping on Dominic Reyes in all of the hype for Braulio Ramos?
I mean, talk about a secret weapon showing up and standing up. Goodness.
You are not kidding. Extra point up for Christopher Fritz is good. A 10-point lead for the Mystics. Now 26-16 is your score with a minute 43 to go in the first half.
That's got to be deflating if you're an Octave defender at this point. You've seen it happen.
The ball takes an awkward bounce. Roger McLean tries to return it, and he's going to be stopped at the 15.
Was that off McLean's helmet?
I think it might have been off his helmet. Maybe a little bit of visibility trouble in this rain.
Yeah, looks that way.
Split gun formation now. A handoff to Cristiano Bajorquez across the 20, and a great tackle there by Alton Weston. Bajorquez was going to be gone.
Yeah, it was a big gap. A nice open attack.
And now some up-tempo offense from the Octave, and a little bit of hot potato here as it doesn't find a target. They'll go out of the shotgun again. Will Dashnaw Silsby lined up at the wing. No drop back. Quick pop and throw. What a catch! My goodness, Ron Anschutz!
Yeah, Anschutz making a fantastic grab here on a ball that very easily could have been intercepted. It just had slightly enough pace to get there ahead of the defender getting to.
Dashnaw drops back from the shotgun, looks for options, all kinds of time to throw. Looks like it was Melvin Cruz. Couldn't quite get the ball on target.
That's the element of Dashnaw's game that we would love to see improve, right? When he has the time and he has the spacing in the pocket that he needs, he's got to be able to deliver underneath.
Now he's got play action, throws near sideline, completes it to Melvin Cruz, skips the first tackle, wrapped up on the second one. Jordan Butler brings him down to the 41. Again, no huddle. Speed for Dashnaw on the outside! Robert Ebach!
The Germans absolutely showing up for this one.
Oh. Yeah, no, if there's any German flags in the stadium right now, they are flying in this rainstorm because the Germans are flying on this team. Dashnaw with time, over the middle, completes it, and it's to Anschutz again. Mein Gott in Himmel!
An incredible move. I mean, the spin move is used so effectively here to just create a couple yards right there at the end of the play to earn that first down. He gets tackled at that point where he makes the reception. Maybe he doesn't quite get it.
Great effort play here. Dashnaw under pressure, throws on the move. It'll fall to the turf, incomplete. 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Also, unspoken so far, but the clock management here from the Octave has been fantastic.
It has been
moving the ball, stopping the clock. Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely outstanding brains going on that Octave sideline, keeping this thing tight. Bajorquez spins his way up between the tackles, gets across the 30, down at about the 27. Big 3rd down and 7 for the Mystics. Dashnaw dials up. He's going to hit Frank Silsby again.
A lot of trust from Dashnaw out of both of the guys coming out of the backfield in Bajorquez and
split back formation, 7 seconds on the clock. Dashnaw on the Octave on the Mystics 15. Throws across his body. I'm not sure where Dashnaw was going with that one, but that was nearly picked off.
Yeah, very dangerous, very dangerous.
2 seconds on the clock. On the Mystics 15-yard line is the Octave. Split gun formation. Handoff for Bajorquez. Bajorquez waits for his opening, and he's not going to get it. Run completely over on that one. And that will bring us to the end of the first half. What a fireworks show.
Oh, absolutely. We're seeing elements of this game play out that we sort of felt initially. I think I've been impressed by both of the defenses here in the way that they've managed different challenges. I think, obviously, the outstanding performance here coming from Dominic Reyes, winning his matchups on the outside so regularly, giving Sales such a great target down the has really contributed to this score. But I think if we look at the overall game, play by play, we're neck and neck. We're blow for blow, gritty football. With the exception of these big play scores from Dominic Reyes, it's been a very evenly fought contest.
It absolutely is, and I think the biggest adjustment we'll be seeing out of this Octave defense is they have got to find an answer for Dominic Reyes, because he has been untouchable so far. Four wide formation, Sales under center, Dunn the lone back. A deep drop back for Sales, looks over the outside for Dunn, got him at the 40, cuts inside, runs straight into Robert Razor at the 47.
Yeah, they're working the flat particularly well, and there's not, you get into these man sets where the corners are chasing the wide receivers deep, and that makes for really good opportunities for Dunn and halfbacks to work in the flat like that.
No question of that. They'll keep the spread offense. Sales remains under the shotgun, ball on their own 49-yard line. A deep drop back for Marcus Sales. Looks inside for Ramos, and he's going to connect.
Yeah, Ramos finding space on the short side here. Great completion.
Solid bit of work. Go out of the shotgun again. They'll move Dunn up. A quick throw over the outside, looking for Dunn, and it'll slip off his hands, incomplete.
Interesting. That ball was in the proximity of Braulio Ramos too, and I'm curious who the intended target.
Yeah, it might have been maybe a little bit off target, and Dunn wasn't ready for it. This will be a pitch to Dunn. He will grab this though, gets across the Octave 40, and he'll have another first down for Arecibo.
Yeah, a gritty first down there from Dunn, finding the space right off the tackle, deciding not to try to take it to the edge. Smart running to go south of that football.
And I'm starting to feel like traction might be an issue looking at this field. We're seeing some of this rain starting to pool at different places on the field. Grip may start to become a concern. Dashnaw dropping, no, not Dashnaw, Sales dropping back. Connects to, I think that was Todd Dunn. Yeah, and nothing going on that one, incomplete. Four wideouts, Dunn the lone back. They will go to Dunn trying to head up the middle. He sidesteps Frank Marchetti, won't sidestep Robert Razor.
Yeah, Razor's been really good finding his way down and run press as well. Not just a pass protection guy.
They'll go four wide again. Sales drops back from under center. Dials up short, looking for Anthony Syvertson. Syvertson gets the first down.
Syvertson's a gritty player, and they need those gritty players. When you're chipping away at 4, 5, and 6 yards at a time all the way, you got to get the ball to the guys that are going to make the most out of this opportunity.
This is an interesting development from this Mystics team. We were seeing high speed up tempo, and it looks like they are willing to slow the game down if they need to. Sales looking over the middle, completes the throw to Jack Haynes.
I think this is all playing very much into the idea that they're going to try to go over the top again very soon.
Maybe trying to bait the Octave defenders in, trying to get another ball over the top. Sales shifts in the pocket, looks for options, dials up short, deflected down by Jermaine Brewer. Braulio Ramos, the intended target.
Yeah, the safeties there did their job in covering the deep ball as Sales was looking down wasn't able to find somebody on the underneath.
We get a little Richard Gibbons on that last play, all over Dominic Reyes. They're not going to give him an inch of room to breathe. 3rd and 7 now for the Mystics. A deep drop back for Sales to Syvertson, not quite able to reel it in.
Yeah, another one to the opposite side that's a little bit overthrown from Sales. I think there's maybe it's either grip or power struggles in this weather, perhaps.
And you can see the rain really starting to have an effect. Look at all the water pooling. Field goal attempt is no good from Chris Fritz. It's wide to the left. Octave will take over on their own 25 on the missed field goal. Dashnaw out of the shotgun. He'll have Silsby on the wing again, and he will go to Silsby again. Silsby's across the 40, throws a stiff arm. Frank Silsby's going for a jog. Only Ricardo Jones to close in. Hits the second gear, and he'll score.
Wow. This is the guy. This is what we talked about in the pregame. This Octave team needed somebody to stand up and say, that's okay, put it in my hands, and I'm going to take care of you. And so far, Frank Silsby's been that guy. All over the place, blocking, catching, running. A threat that we didn't see coming whatsoever.
Stallion Spawn, where in the world have you been hiding, Frank Silsby? This man is a certifiable weapon. Extra point up and good. 26-23 Mystics. 8:18 to go in the third quarter.
And we're right back to that one-score deficit.
He did not want a hug. No, all he wanted was the end zone, and ain't nothing was going to stop him. A cut inside for Hartman. Hartman gets dragged down awkwardly, and he is down hurt. Maybe a misplaced step, a little bit of an awkward tackle or an awkward fall.
Yeah, I mean, while it's difficult to watch that sort of thing happen on kickoff, that also puts Dominic Reyes back at kick return, as he's listed second on that.
Yeah, but that might be the play, and Anthony Syverson making the play. David Zinner closing in, shutting him down at the 11.
Wow, what a catch. I mean, absolutely battled for this one. Syverson showing exactly the grit that we talked about in the previous Mystics drive. Goes up for this one in the one-on-one coverage, gets it, knows the hit might be coming from a safety. Absolutely beautiful place.
Outstanding contested catch with Richard Gibbons, and he made it work. The Mystics knocking on the door now. Sales under center, 4 wide receivers. Dunn, the lone back. They will go to Dunn, and Dunn gets swallowed up by Frank Marchetti.
Yeah, this delayed blitz has been working to great effect for the Octave today.
Frank Marchetti absolutely putting the workload in. 2nd and 13, a 3-yard loss on that play. Sales, pressure coming to the outside. He'll throw far sideline. Oh, stressed throw there, not quite able to put it on target.
Yeah, was rolling off of his back foot with the pressure in his face and just wasn't able to get it in the spot that he.
They'll go spread offense again. Sales remains under center. He'll hand off now for Dunn. Dunn finds a lane up the middle, and Lane will push it in for the touchdown. Todd Dunn, what a run.
Wow, yeah, they open up the hole for Todd Dunn right up the middle here, and you're able to see that just nobody in the secondary is able to get down on that ball fast enough to stop Dunn from getting the momentum he needed to score on that play.
A very solid effort there from Todd Dunn. He has been a steady drumbeat in the background of all of this noise from the Mystics. And he has now re-extended the Mystics' lead back to 10. Six minutes, 56 to go in the third quarter. Oh, tried to step out of the tackle there to Roger McLean, not quite able to get away from the pressure. From their own 26, the Octave needing to put up another response. We'll see if they've got it in them here. Dashna out of the shotgun, hands off to Cristiano Bajorquez. And Bajorquez is quickly managed. I think that was Ricardo Jones filling the gap, it was. Second down and 8. 2-yard pickup on the previous run from Bajorquez. Dashna out of the shotgun, wasting no time getting this throw to Rondell Anschutz. And again, this man refuses to be brought down.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're seeing a bit more nickel package played by the Mystics defensively here. And I think it's a really smart play considering the way that Dashna's throwing.
Definitely a smart move, bringing Butler in as that 5th defensive back. They'll hand off now for Bajorquez, and it looks like the Octave are going to make him pay for it.
Yeah, that's the play, right? Make him bring out that extra man in the secondary, and then punish him by putting Bajorquez 6 and 7 yards up the middle. This is it's the counter punch game that we were thinking would happen.
Yeah, this has definitely been a fascinating one to watch unfold. Some just generally very smart decision-making across the board as Dashna goes play action on 1st and 10. Dials up over the middle. He's got Hugo Brugger inside the 35.
Yeah, and it looks like maybe Manuel Gonzalez there was trailing in coverage, struggling to keep up with the speed that you find on the outside there. Very patient from Dashna.
Yep, absolutely. Lost him over the top, did Svensson. Couldn't get the line on him, and Hugo Brugger absolutely delivers. Ball moved to the 33, and the Octave have a fresh set of downs. Dashna drops back from shotgun. Steps up in the pocket. Authoritative throw to the outside. Completes it to Robert Ebach.
Ebach wrestled for that one. That was not an easy catch to make. It wasn't for very many yards, but contested nonetheless. Got up off of the deflection there.
Wow, that was a great catch, actually. And you could tell Dashna was thinking big money downfield the way he stepped up like that, but smartly goes for the check down instead. 2nd and 8 now. Dashna from the shotgun again. He'll shift in the pocket. All kinds of time to make the throw. Catches Bajorquez underneath, and a 1st and goal for Eridani.
Yeah, Bajorquez sort of leaks out on this one and finds his way near the couple seconds after this play develops,
and that
Dashnaw just sort of finds him. And he just finds him off on the left.
Outstanding stuff for sure. And that offensive line for Eridani giving Dashnaw all the time he needs. They'll bring in a fifth wide receiver, empty the backfield for Dashnaw. First and goal from the Mystics 7. Dashnaw shifts, looks for options, steps up in the pocket again, goes back to the end zone. Incomplete. Great defensive swat.
Yeah, really strong defensive play there. Was patient. They waited in the end zone. They covered the guys that were the biggest. Anschutz almost came down with it anyway. But really well played.
Alfred Walton hounding him that entire time. That great defensive play forces second and goal for the Octave. Dashnaw goes out of the shotgun again. Press coverage, shifts back corner fade to Cruz for the touchdown. Picture perfect. Such sweet music.
Yeah, that's spectacular. You look for that sort of a play when you're talking about, one of the most beautiful plays in football. The back shoulder fade in the end zone is one of those, and perfectly executed there by Dashnaw and Cruz.
High art from the symphony that is the Eridani Octave. Extra point is good. The Octaves shrink the lead back to 3 once again. That is the kind of throw you won't see guys who are like 5-6 year veterans in professional football land a throw like that.
Yeah, it was bold. It was very bold, because if you float that up and it's in the spot, it's getting intercepted. You got to know exactly where you're going to.
I don't know if you've been getting this vibe from Eridani either, but there's a weird, quiet confidence with this Octave team that I've been seeing throughout this entire game.
Yeah, it seems they seem very self-aware. I'd agree. There's a certain, we know who we are, and we're gonna do our best to make that exploit you.
And a dial-up outside will go to Anthony Syvertson, and he is inside of Octave territory at the 46.
Yeah, the flat is being punished on repeat here by the Mystics. I hope the Octave start shifting some guys out into the zone, maybe cover the flat a bit better.
We'll see if that's an adjustment they make. Empty backfield for the Mystics on the Octave 46-yard line. A quick check down throw to Braulio Ramos, and listen to this place erupt still.
Yeah, Ramos, anytime he gets near the football, this place is losing the line.
I absolutely adore it. This has been a phenomenal environment and a phenomenal game so far as we hit 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. The handoff for Todd Dunn. Dunn pushes his way through a gap, and he gets inside the 15.
Yeah, using that size to his advantage, using that speed to break the corner and find a little bit of a reprieve. Perhaps the moisture helping him whip away from the defenders there.
Yeah, absolutely. A wet running back is hard to grab onto, much less if that running back is 5'11", 221-pound Todd Dunn. Mystics go to work with a fresh set of downs on their own on the 14-yard line of the Octave, and Todd Dunn with the counter punch.
Beautiful play call here. Watch how Dunn sort of breaks out of the backfield and runs right up that hash. Like he's on an angle to that back pylon, and it's a perfectly run route. It's a perfectly thrown ball. They knew it was going to be open. Really great play.
The fact that both of these teams are executing to this level in these conditions is testament, I think, to just how good they are.
Every team that we've seen play tonight has exceeded my expectations offense. And to see both of these teams 30 and 40 points in this weather is flabbergasting.
Absolutely.
It's so unbelievable.
It's an incredible start to the season. Ball will bounce into the end zone for a touchback. It'll move out to the Octave 25-yard line. And the Octave been trying to reel this lead in, but never quite able to surmount it. Stepping up in the pocket is Dashnaw on 1st and 10. Almost a one-handed snag from Melvin Cruz.
Yeah, looking for Cruz over the middle there. Well played defensively by the Mystics.
They'll go 3 tight ends. Silsby on the wing again. Dashnaw in the shotgun. Looking for options upfield. He'll dial up far sideline. This time he'll have Melvin Cruz. Ricardo Jones in pursuit. Jordan Butler behind him. Not gonna matter. He is galloping to the end zone.
Not many defenders in the VTFL can catch up to Melvin Cruz. If he gets a step on you, he's gone. And Dashnaw's the perfect guy to put it in his hands, send him down the side. Excellent play there. Explosive offense from a team that we weren't sure what their identity was going to look like going into this.
And it definitely feels like they are building an identity as we see it here. Quiet confidence. Extra point goes wide, though. A 4-point lead now for the Mystics with 1:14 to go in quarter number 3.
"14-second drive there. Pretty impressive stuff."
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. A booming kick away, and it will be fair caught in the end zone. Ball be moved up to the 25-yard line. Mystics now line up on their own 25. The Octave definitely need a stop here. Under pressure, over the top. Dominic Reyes is gone again.
Oh my goodness. Look at the size. He's just so tall. He's such a great downfield target for Marcus Sales. And they bring big pressure here. The Octave brought 3 guys in addition to their the defensive line, and just are being punished for it on repeat. It's the wrong note over and over again for the Octave.
It absolutely is. Again, the deficit is now 10, pending the extra point from Christopher Fritz. Kick is up and good. The lead is 11.
Wow. I mean, talk about a career from a guy that we had no idea would to be as good as he's been in Dominic Reyes.
That's absolutely outstanding. The dark horse of this Mystics team is showing up and showing out in this home opener for Arecibo. And the Octave really struggling to chain successful drives together. Four wideouts in the formation. Dashnoff from the shotgun will have a short drop back. Look over his options. Dagger throw to Bojorquez across the 40 and down to the 43.
Yeah, Bojorquez showing his receiving chops there. That's not an easy catch to be running up the seam like that and to turn in and find that ball. That's really good stuff from Bojorquez in a role that, obviously, being a rugby lifer, he's never had to really fill.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Octave now on their own 42-yard line with a fresh set of downs. Dashnaw out of the shotgun. Deep defensive coverage for the Mystics here. Expecting something long distance. Dashnaw will check down to the near sideline and stepping out of the tackle is Robert Ebach and picking up a first.
Ebach showing some of that grit that we've praised him for so far. That's a tackle that almost is expected of most secondary folks in any football league. And he breaks that one and is able to fight his way up the sideline without stepping out of bounds, showing off the balance and the
phenomenal stuff. They'll go from their own territory straight into the Mystics on the 44-yard line. It'll be a handoff for Bojorquez again. Bojorquez steps out of the first tackle. Johannes Vergara quick to clean up.
Yeah, Johannes Vergara has been everywhere today, all over the field.
Superhuman effort as we hit the end of the fourth quarter. 47-36 Mystics the score. We were expecting a shootout, but I don't know about this much of a shootout. Dashnaw drops back, contested, throws incomplete. Third and 8 for the Octave, and you got to feel like they definitely need this to convert to a first down. Dashnaw out of the shotgun. He'll drop back, throw to the outside for Bojorquez, and he'll get the first down.
Yeah, what a great find there. And the patience of Dashnaw and the eagerness to find that exact distance that he needs is not something that I anticipated much.
Absolutely outstanding. Dashnaw will go to Bojorquez again. Johannes Vergara quick to stymie the effort. He'll lose about a yard, maybe two. Empty out the backfield will the Octave. From the 33-yard line, second and 12. Dashnaw, all kinds of time. Looks over the middle, and he's almost picked off by Albert Samuel.
Oh, my goodness. So close to being intercepted. Another one of those times where you look at a defensive player and you say, yeah, that's probably why you don't play offense.
It did slip right out of his hands. Dashnaw to the split gun on third and long. He's going to have a quick check down to Randall Anschutz. And Anschutz, mein Gott in Himmel!
Oh, my goodness. I mean, back to back. Get off me twice.
Oh, what are these Germans made of? My goodness. First and goal for the Octave on the Mystics 4-yard line. It'll be a handoff to Bojorquez. Johannes Vergara says, no, not after that move.
Yeah, I mean, Vergara from the middle linebacking position is doing his best to shut down an entire element off of this offense single-handed. And he's doing a great job.
Absolutely. Second and goal now from the 6. They'll hand off to Bajorquez again, and he'll run straight into Vergara again. And these two are starting to get a little slow to get on their feet. They are beating the brakes off each other.
Yeah, it's relentless. The pressure from both sides.
Third down and goal from the Mystics' 5-yard line. Dashnaw out of the shotgun. He'll go to Bajorquez one more time. Bajorquez tries to get the block, and he's corralled out of bounds by Vergara. This is a fascinating battle to watch.
Yeah, I mean, just play over play. They're just manning up and saying, Vergara, that's your man. Don't let him get any place. And he's doing what he needs to do.
Field goal attempt here for Chris Alvarado is up and good. The deficit is now 8 with 8:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Octave, there's no kind way to put this. You need a stop on this next drive.
Yeah, a stop and a stop in a hurry. You got to get your offense back on as quickly as possible. An extended drive or an explosive play are the exact opposite things of what the Octave needs to stay in this.
Absolutely. You have got to get something going quickly because you are running out of time. Kick is away. Dominic Reyes starts the return. He's tackled at the 28-yard line. And now we'll see what this defense is made of. First and 10 on the 28. Sales under center. 4 wide receivers set. A short drop back. Quick throw of the middle completed to Anthony Syvertson. And Syvertson lowers the boom right into Jermaine Brewer.
I love that play call so much. It's such a great way to punish this man defense. They ran several routes off of that tree to the right that pulled the middle linebacker off to that direction and then found the space from the left-hand side of Syvertson.
Absolutely outstanding. They'll move Sales back into the shotgun. 4 wide receiver set here. First and 10 on their own 39. Sales shifts in the pocket, dials up on the sideline, and he's got Todd Dunn at the Octave 30.
Yeah, snuck out of the backfield there, found himself along the sideline, took a page out of the Octave's last drive.
I would dare argue this might be the most fascinating chess match I have ever seen in the VTFL. These two are trying to outsmart, outgun, outmuscle, out everything each other. Sales under center again, drops way back. All kinds of time to make this throw. Swatted down by Robert Razor.
Oh, yeah, that's a really tough throw to make. Leaning off the back foot there. Just didn't quite get the arc on it he needed, and it was very lucky it wasn't picked off.
Yeah, Marcus Sales probably thanking whatever gods may be that Robert Razor did not reel that ball in because he would have been long gone. Empty backfield now for the Mystics. Sales to the outside for Ramos. And Ramos will get to maybe just outside the 20. It'll be a 3rd and short for Arecibo.
Yeah, I love that dart. All the way to the sideline, knew exactly where he was going with the ball, right where Ramos would be. Ramos in the spot. Beautiful.
3rd and 1, 4 wide receiver set. Sales back from center. It's a pitch outside to Todd Dunn. And Dunn gets across the 20 down to the 15.
This really is like watching like high-level players sit and duke it out. There's so many things that are happening, subtle things. Punishing the zone when Sales identifies the zone. It's been the key to the Mystics' lead here.
Just the intelligence of play has been absolutely off the charts here. A handoff to Todd Dunn. Frank Marchetti in pursuit. Can't quite reel him in. But David Zinner will finish the job.
Yeah, way to bounce that outside from Todd Dunn there. It could have been a loss, and he ended up turning it into a couple of yards.
Pressing on the line of the Octave, ball on their 13-yard line. Sales back from center, shifts in the pocket, looks for options, gets to Syvertson. Thorson looking to play on the ball.
I like the aggressive play on the ball there. I think it's the right decision. I love the clock management the Mystics are taking right here. They're absolutely running this clock down, sustaining this drive.
They have burned tons of time off the clock. Sales looks outside for Ramos, just short of the first down marker. Can you imagine what's going to happen in this place if Braulio goes to the house? Can you imagine the noise?
I sure can't. I need to get my earplugs out and be prepared for something like that.
It is going to be Richter scale. Field goal attempt is up and good. Fritz extending the lead, 50-39 on Arecibo.
Both of these teams have done a really nice job in showing what they're capable of with the conditions. And the play calling from both sides offensively to counteract what the defense is showing has been spectacular. This is a real football smarty pants game.
Yeah, this absolutely is. If you are looking for a perfect football game for watching for the first time, this is absolutely a treat to behold.
Both these teams want to win so bad. It's so evident how bad they want this game.
Yeah, everybody is wearing it. I've lost count of the number of colors that are on Frank Marchetti's jersey. Back from the shotgun is Dashnaw, lofts one over the top, hits Frank Silsby across the 45 down to the 47.
Yeah, Silsby finding the flat again, working his way to the sideline. That's been the sort of go-to route when they're in this two-back set, and it's been effective almost every time today.
Absolutely phenomenal stuff. And I just realized we are in an ad break, so we're going to take a real short commercial break here, and then we'll come back. Mystics leading the Eridani Octave 50-39 in a barn burner in the main event of Week 1. And before we go back to the game real quick, a huge thank you to Iron for giving gifted subs to both of the Team Oshis in this game, Stallion Spawn and Elaine Breyer. Congratulations to the both of you. You are now officially first-class Loco Mofos. Hope you enjoy your delicious ad-free viewing as well as the animated emotes by our wonderful friend Kazosphere. And we will return you to the game in progress. Under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Mystics on a 50-39 lead over the Eridani Octave. Ball over the middle by Dashnaw. Got connected to Melvin Cruz. Jordan Butler on the tackle.
Yeah, you can see how much work Melvin Cruz has been doing this game and how many he's taken, just how dirty jersey.
Yeah, this has been a ground pounder's war for sure. Second down and 4, a 6-yard pickup from Bajorquez last play. They'll go to Bajorquez again. Bajorquez tries to bounce the outside, doesn't have the speed to beat Yoenis Vergara around the corner.
That matchup. How many tackles do you think Vergara has of just Bajorquez?
Oh, he's got to be in the double digits. There's no way he isn't. A play action again to Bajorquez. And Bajorquez this time, hey, for once he's not running into Yoenis Vergara. This time it's Alton Weston.
He found a different defender to run into this time, and with some solid moves. I mean, a really nice spin move to create the space he needed to get a couple extra yards.
Outstanding work here, and we will have a timeout called. Looks like the Octave are going to burn their first timeout with 2 minutes 17 to go. Fresh set of downs on the Mystics' 37-yard line. Dashnaw sits in the pocket, rolls out to his right. Under pressure, hit as he throws.
Oh, he wanted Victor Cruz there in the one-on-one so bad.
He
I watched.
Really,
he checked it right, and then he saw it left, and he that direction, and it was so close.
Trying so hard.
Really good pressure.
Trying so hard to find the angle on 80 and white. It's hard to see anybody with how dirty this field has gotten. Long bomb over the top, and it's Hugo Brugger. Well, I guess the German will have to do.
Finding somebody, and that's exactly what you need to do, is spread the ball around, find the best option. This is where Dashnaw really needs to hone his game. He's right in the...
Yeah, we've said it, I think, 4 different times tonight, but this is gut check time for this team, and they will empty the backfield. 5 wide receiver set. Dashnaw all by himself in the shotgun. Man coverage all the way around. Under pressure, Dashnaw's flushed, and he'll get it to Melvin Cruz inside the 5.
Wow. I mean, the pressure there was telegraphed and obvious and handled beautifully by Terrence Dashnaw.
And they'll go with the up-tempo offense here. 1 yard to the line to gain on the 4. Dashnaw shifts, looks for options. He's going to hit Cruz for the touchdown.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. This one ain't over.
No.
This one is not over.
Not in the slightest. A great throw, better catch for Melvin Cruz. And a 2-point conversion attempt here to bring this game within 3. Dashnaw out of the shotgun, drops back, looks for options, dials up back in the end zone. Incomplete.
Yeah, threw that one into a sea of bodies. It was a lot of faith put in the wide receivers there. And almost came down.
Almost had that. He almost had that one. And an onside kick now for the Octave. We'll see what happens on this one. Kick is away. Fair catch motion. Ball is loose. Dominic Reyes scoops it up. Tries to pull his way through the tackles. Oh, he wanted that end zone real bad. He wanted number 4.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of play. I'd love that we've had 3 onside kicks.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
It's my favorite.
It's so good.
Reyes looks fantastic. today, and he's playing
Pressure
the ball
coming for
particularly
Sales. He'll check down to Jack Haynes. Haynes makes a good run out of that one, about a 9-yard pickup.
That's a name we haven't said much today.
Yeah, no, not a whole lot of Jack Haynes. And a timeout called by the Octave. They've got one left to burn. 1 minute, 24 to go. 2nd and 1 for the Mystics. There'll be a handoff to Todd Dunn. What a play by Frank Marchetti!
Wow. Marchetti fought through the pressure there to find Dunn in the backfield. That's a really huge stop that keeps this game alive.
And the Octave will burn their final timeout to stop the clock. 1 minute, 15 seconds left to go in a 5-point game. Throw to the outside to Syvertson. One man to beat. He will not beat him, but it will be a 1st and goal for the Mystics.
That's a huge play from Syvertson there. And an interesting defensive decision there to not play the man, to play the zone in that press. You had to know that the throw was coming. That's a difficult choice to make.
Yeah, we go sub 60 seconds in the 4th quarter. Mystics on the Octave 3-yard line. It'll be a handoff to Dunn. Bounces outside, and Dunn has the score. Nail, meat, coffin.
Wow. Yeah, what a composed drive from this Mystics offense. Using both the run, using the throw to the outside. Sales absolutely casting with incredible efficiency out. Really great play.
No fear anywhere in this Arecibo Mystics team. Extra point is up from Fritz, and it is good. And the Mystics, I do believe, have put this one out of sight.
It would take monumental errors for this to change at this point.
Absolutely. 51 seconds to go. Kick is away. Octave are out of timeouts. They have got no way to stop the clock outside of getting the ball out of bounds. McLean will get it to the 31. And about 69 yards of field to cover for the Octave if they want a shot at getting back into this. 47 seconds to go. Drop back from Dashnaw. Hits the screen pass on the outside. Ball is knocked loose! And the rain deals the finishing blow.
Wow. Wow. Forced the fumble there.
Forced the fumble there. A great dive on it by Simmons.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and you know, that's exactly the sort of condition that you can't, in this situation, the only way to do it there is to score, and a turnover like that pretty much seals this one.
Absolutely. Pitch to the outside to Todd Dunn. He is undercut by Frank Marchetti. The field is a mess. Every player on both of these squads are several different colors. But what?
Absolutely.
But what a war in the rain we have had here before us. 20 seconds and the clock continues to tick down.
You know, my football coaches growing up would say in practice when it started raining, this is just football weather. And that's exactly what we saw today. Two teams that embraced the element. I think it's totally understandable at any point for either of these teams to have put the ball on the gridiron. The idea that we didn't see a fumble in the last 2 minutes of this one speaks to the dedication and difficulty of that exact task.
What a main event. What a main event. 5 seconds on the clock. The Mystics are going to let this tick down. It may not be football weather everywhere, but it's football weather in Puerto Rico. The Mystics on top, 57-45, your final score from the island.
Wow. What an incredible game. I mean, both of these teams exceeded my expectations as far as what they were capable of.